Alrighty, guys, welcome to tonight's charting session. It is Tuesday, August 15th. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. So, today we ended up taking one trade on NQ, kind of on NQ and ES. I took it on both. I took ES shorts on the prop firm, and then I took NQ shorts on my main account. So, we ended up doing pretty well. I was up around 4K on my account, and then we were up like 1400 on the eval. So, we're doing good. So, we'll go over what my bias was going into the morning and then talk about my trade. So first thing what I want to start doing is I want to start reviewing my pre-market analysis and kind of review what I was talking about and thinking about what we were looking at. So said charts are starting to get interesting in the overnight session. ES and NQ selling back off, rejecting that 1 hour and sweeping internal. ES to me looks more bearish. Want to see us retraced, sweep this 15-minute high, reject, sell off to sell side. NQ on the other hand looks more bullish. We swept internal sell side, now breaking to the upside and holding a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. Let's see what the market wants to do. Expecting possible choppy action in the AM until ES or NQ takes control of the draw. Expecting ES to hold more bearish model to run on that 15-minute high will cause NQ to push most likely. So exactly what we were really looking for today in that trade is exactly what I planned that pre-market, right? Looking at ES, I said ES was looking more weaker on NQ, and I wanted to see ES and NQ come up and sweep that high and look to sell off back towards those lows. So that's exactly what happened we got today. Except, like I said in pre-market, ES was weaker, and we did end up forming a bearish SMT at the highs. So looking at NQ going into the morning, we ended up coming up, sweeping that 15-minute high, but looking at ES at the time, we never ended up taking this high and ended up forming a bearish SMT. So what do we look for after this gets rejected? I'm looking to see large displacement to the downside, right? So I'm still waiting. We come up, we put in a low right at the open. We start chopping a little bit like as expected. And then we finally get that nice move to the downside, right? This is what I want to see. Nice displacement through this level, right? Notice we don't just kind of sweep this and then go back. We get a nice move to the downside and then get a retracement into this fair value gap, right? That's exactly what we want to see. So I took my entry just a little bit earlier just because I didn't want to miss the opportunity because there was a trade on CL that I ended up missing. So there was a really, really, really nice short on CL. I missed my entry by like a tick. So like right after that happened, I was like, I'm not going to let that happen again. So I'm going to enter just a little bit earlier and, just adjust my risk a little bit. But CL also had a really nice opportunity. I know some of you guys was able to get it filled and caught that move. So that was really nice on CL. On NQ though, I waited, entered short on that retracement, and then ended up writing us down to sell side. I actually ended up adding an extra contract on NQ right here. So once I got that initial rejection right here, I waited for this fair value gap, right? We came up, rejected, got a really nice bearish candle to the downside, and then we ended up forming another bearish fair value gap, and that's where I added an extra con. Now, that is kind of what I want to talk about in this session, is being able to take advantage of when you get so much extra confluence. Sometimes adding contracts and adding to your position, adding to a winning position is going to be very, very rewarding for you, right? And now, a lot of the reasons why is I can take, 3-4 losses in a row, and all I need is really one win or, 2 wins to really bring me back and, still be in profit. And that's the reason why, is because my risk reward is very good and I add to my winning positions, right? So this was that case. I entered in my size here. When I got even more confirmation of my bias, right, a big rejection, I then looked to add even more to my position, and I moved my stop to around here, so I'm adjusting my risk, right? So even if I get stopped out, I'm losing a very small amount after adding that contract, right? So it's all about adding confluence. Once you see more things start to play out, you start to get even more conviction with whatever the draw is, right? So we had a nice trade this morning coming down to that sell side level. And that's pretty much the only trade we take. Again, that's it. All we need is that. We come into the morning, we trade, 30 minutes, we're pretty much done. And that's the best thing we can do. And then hopefully you guys stepped away, didn't overtrade, and didn't give back profits, because I know a lot of you guys struggle with that. That's another thing I kind of want to talk about too, is when I first started trading, that was a really big problem of mine, and I'm sure some of you guys struggle with the exact same thing, is I didn't really have anything else to do for the rest of my day, and I would just continuously look at the market pretty much the entire day. And whatever I had made in the morning, I end up chipping away and giving it back in the PM sessions and later on, because I'm so bored that I just end up taking really bad setups, just because there's nothing else to do. So I want you guys to learn to, if we take a trade in the morning and we are up in the morning, I need you guys to learn to step away and do something else. Because if you are journaling, which you should be, and you can go back and see what your losing days are, I guarantee you a lot of the days when you are up in the morning and you decide not to stop trading, you end up giving back a lot of those profits. How many times do you think that you take another or a couple more trades in the PM and you actually end up making more money? A lot of the time, it's less probable. There's a less probability for you to continuously keep trading in the day and still make more money. A lot of the times, that's what you're focused on. You're making more money. You're focused on making it instead of taking what the opportunity that's been given you. Hey, I just took a great win. There is no need for me to stick around the rest of the day, try to force trades and try to, keep racking up money, right? Wait for high quality A+ setups. That's what we got today. High quality A+ setup. You got liquidity swept, SMT at the highs, displacement to the downside, pull back to discounted fair value gap. That's A+ setup, right? An overall sell side bias. That's what we like to see. When you don't have that, a lot of the time, notice what we do after. We just kind of chop and consolidate in a range. A lot of you guys probably got chopped up here. Looking at that 15-minute, we really went nowhere after that move, right? Because the algo's already run. Algo's already ran on liquidity. And a lot of the time when we're in, a point of consolidation at this point, we're just going to sit in this until end of day macro, which was right here when we ended up pushing down pushing down lower. So a lot of the times, if you take a trade in the morning, learn to step away, because I guarantee you're getting to a point where you're realizing, hey, a lot of the times when I start to stick around, I'm just going to give back profits, and it's not worth it. Take the trade, be thankful for it, be grateful, good trade, journal it, go do something else, right? So let's talk about what I'm going to be looking at going into tomorrow. So let's clear up the charts a little bit here. And let's talk about, actually, wait, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be looking at going into tomorrow, but I won't be trading tomorrow because we do have FOMC, so I am sitting out tomorrow. But let's talk about what I think the draw is. So first thing, I do want to look at NQ first. So looking at the 4-hour, notice kind of where we are. Now, we did sweep the sell side level here, but my bias is still bearish. Why is my bias bearish? Well, we had displacement to the upside, kind of breaking structure, not really super clear. But if I'm bullish, what do I want to see happen? I want to see bearish fair value gaps getting disrespected, and I want to see bullish fair value gaps getting respected. Notice, we came up, rejected this 1-hour bearish fair value gap, continued back to the downside. Notice as well, going to the 4-hour. We had a 4-hour bullish fair value gap. If we're bullish, this holds, right? Notice we absolutely just run through this to the downside, right? So what does this tell me? Draw on liquidity probably comes to that previous low, and then continuation to the downside, right? So looking at that daily, this is that now low that I'm looking at to become sell side, and I am expecting us to probably go lower into the rest of the week. Now looking at ES though, we are on the exact same path, but we have swept this low here. So going in on the daily, we're starting to sell off. This is that sell side level that I'm now starting to look at. ES has not yet taken this low here. Keep in mind, we're starting to sell off a little bit though. So now that we've kind of swept this internal level, I do want to be careful, because now that we've swept this internal level, we absolutely could go back to discount of this range, right? So what I could possibly see is, let's see if we have anything on the 4-hour. We do. A big displacement move to the downside. We can absolutely see us possibly retrace to discount of this range and then continue back lower, right? Possibly get a bounce in the PM session to the upside and then maybe look to see lower. But again, notice broadening formation. I could expect to see a big sell-off to break through this and just continue down to this sell side level. Does anybody have any questions on that? Can you go over the trade I took at 10:48? Was it on ES or NQ? NQ? All right, let's check it. 10:48. Let's see. Is that not the same trade that we took, or did you take longs? Did you take 10:48? What time? Oh, wow, I'm looking at the wrong thing. My bad. Did you take sells, I'm guessing here? Okay, why do you not take sells here? because we're at new lows here. Now, actually, okay, one thing that I would look at this as well, a long in 1048. Long 1048. You're taking longs up here? Okay, number one, this is a really bad long. Why is this a bad long? We just swept this high here. We just took this high here. Right? You need to see more confirmation to take longs. At this point in time, you have no break of structure on a bigger time frame. Again, you're too zoomed in. This would be our break of structure right here. If anything, this move right here is our break of structure, right? Because if we zoom out to a 5-minute, this is actually that first high that's really getting broken through with displacement, right? This high didn't get broken through. There's no really high down here that we're breaking through here. This is when we actually get, equal highs here that starts getting broken through. And then you can see we actually pull back to discount of this range and then get bought up off this fair value gap to see new highs, right? Make sense? Three equal lows. This is not a... I get what you're looking at here, but three equal lows. It's not a bad long, because I was looking at possibly taking longs right there, but I was looking at possibly taking longs right here. And the reason is because we had an SMT here. SMT here. Started to displace. Fair value gap here, but not really any break. Again, at that point in time, I didn't... Rest of the day, you don't trade, right? Especially when macro's done its job. Guys, when macro's done its job and we've had this move already, your A-plus setup for the day is gone. It's already gone. So if you didn't catch this, you already know that there's probably most likely not going to be an A-plus setup for the rest of the day. Because notice, we end up just consolidating. Did you take... You should have taken at least a contract off at 50% of this range. If you didn't scale anything, you should have at least scaled at 50% of this range, which would be around here. Can you go over shorts on GBP USD? GBP USD in the AM. Let me see. Was there any shorts in the AM? Oh, I guess there... Yeah, let's see. All right, buy side gets swept here. Let's zoom in. Oh, yeah, this would have been nice. This would have been really nice. Bigger time frame. Again, big displacement to the downside, right? Get big displacement to the downside. This would be our break of structure. Continue to sell off. What am I waiting for? Pull back to discount of this range. This would be my entry. Stop probably up here. Yeah, this would have been really nice on GBP USD. And then we sell off. And then probably expecting to see this low now. Yeah, that was a nice short opportunity for sure. We should trade forex for one day of the week. Just trade. We can. I've been trading. I've been really liking gold recently. SMT is a divergence between ES and NQ. So looking at ES and NQ at that time, right? We have this 15-minute high both on ES and NQ, right? But notice, ES never ends up taking this high, right? We never end up taking it, but NQ does, which means we have a divergence between ES and NQ, right? NQ made a higher high, NQ or ES made a lower high. This is a bearish SMT divergence. Make sense? And then a bullish one would be at the lows. How do you find valid highs that are identified as liquidity? A lot of the time it's just through experience, but I like using 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour highs as, proper liquidity points. But a lot of the times that I want you guys to look at areas that are significant. So a lot of the times you guys are too zoomed in, like taking, this high or this high, when in reality, when you zoom out, this just becomes low resistance liquidity, right? You want to take significant highs and lows. So always zoom out and see if that high is actually valid. You journal, Dustin? I do. I'm in EU and G shorts right now. Just waiting on DXY to take that high so I can pass phase 1. Good luck, brother. I can check NQ for shorts, but I probably won't. I'm not looking to take anything in the overnight session. Yeah, it's not valid for me yet because we never retraced back to discount of this range. Shorts could work out here, but if this fair value gap gets ran through, which it looks like it might, then buy side becomes here. Again, notice what would be a valid short here is if we came up, swept this, and then looked to go lower, right? Right now you're too zoomed in. You're taking the trade way too early, right? Taking the trade way too early. The actual A+ setup would be this. Sweep this and then look to go lower, right? But I would still want to see discount of this range. What is your thought process when you are waiting on news? How much does news play into your bias? The only really news that really plays into my bias is FOMC and like CPI. Anything other than that, a lot of the times I'll wait till 10 a.m. to see it. But like consumer sentiment, unemployment claims, they don't really do much to ES and NQ. So a lot of the times I'm not too worried about it. All right, guys, I think that is all I have for you guys tonight. If anybody has any further questions, again, always feel free to add me in the Discord. I won't be trading tomorrow. I'm not sure if Johnny will be or not. I know Johnny's going to start getting back in the lives with us. But enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your day off. If you do trade tomorrow, again, good luck. Be patient. Wait for good setups. Going to take the day off. We had a really good day today. Don't need to trade tomorrow because we do have FOMC minutes. So enjoy the rest of your night. Good luck tomorrow if you are trading. If anybody has any further questions, just DM me on Instagram. Or not on Instagram, sorry. Instagram is fucked. I'm not barely look at DMs on Instagram now. Message me on the Discord, and I'll get back to you guys. So enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I will see you all tomorrow night. We'll have a charting session tomorrow night and go over the action from FOMC. So enjoy your night. Peace.